Hey there. So I've been told to shoot video in, where's the camera? There we go. I've been told to shoot video more in landscape than profile. So I don't know. We'll see how this works out. I'm going to start a new playlist today. I haven't done a video in a while. I haven't done a video diary in several days. Not much to comment on lately. Same old, same old. It's been good, don't get me wrong. A few minor bumps to be expected, but yeah, I'm already a minute into this, so I thought I'd start a playlist called Family Members, or thoughts on family members, things like that. And these are current and past family members, and I'm not going to do them in any particular order. There's no particular reason for this, but other than doing my pondering and self-improvement and things like that, trying to look at the camera. Okay. I thought I would, just put some thoughts down. And I don't know if I'll be able to give 5 minutes on every family member, but here we go. The first one is going to be what most people would consider an ex-family member. And there was a divorce in the family. This gentleman's name is Joe Porto. And Joe Porto was married to my wife, Monty, her sister, Sandy. And they're divorced, have been for quite some time. And I'll tell you what, I always enjoyed Joe. I thought he was a very classy guy, a very knowledgeable guy, very personable. He and I never had any issues. Of course, living in California and us here in Colorado, we didn't rub elbows too often except at family functions, but he always seemed a nice guy. And as things go during divorce, there was some mudslinging, and shit happens, right? And like Dr. Phil says, doesn't matter how thin you make a pancake, it always has two sides. So anyway, a real quick story about Joe. Joe was one of the members of my bachelor party before I got married to Monty. So let's see, it was Monty's dad, obviously me, Monty's dad, Rob Garth, Joe Porto, Brian Fraser, and Todd Heiner. I think there were 6 of us. I think that was it, pretty much. And we had a good evening. We went out to dinner and did some of the usual things. And there was an incident, and I'm not going to get into it on this video. It'll be a video that highlights. So let's see. At that time, would Joe have been my brother-in-law? I guess so. He was married to one of Monty's sisters. That would make her my sister-in-law, so Joe would have been my brother-in-law. So I had my father-in-law there. I had my step son-in-law. I don't know how all this is going to work out, and then 3 brother-in-laws. So that was the tight-knit group there. And there was an incident that happened, and I'll go into this later because I feel it needs to be shared for posterity. And I will tell you that during this incident, which involved a conversation that should have never happened and only happened because alcohol was involved, and I don't remember getting drunk that night. In fact, I know I didn't get drunk that night. And Joe Porto and a couple other people didn't get drunk that night. But Joe was Joe, I think, was the designated driver. Now, we're at 5 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up real quick. But I always remember Joe as, one that didn't participate in bullshit. There was some bullshit that went down that night that ended up festering in the family. And Joe didn't participate in it. In fact, I remember two people specifically, and I'm going to do Brian Fraser next. I guess I'm going to do the divorced family members first. But I always remember Joe Porto shaking his head in moderate to mild disgust that this conversation took place during a bachelor party. But anyway, I don't know if anybody will see this, who will see it, but those are my thoughts on Joe Porto. Here's to you, man. You're a cool guy when you were in the family, and I hope nothing but the best for you. Bye for now.